All right, well, here we are again with a conversation right here and on here. Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Yes, we give you an audio-visual radio experience that you can count on anytime, any day. This is the time and hour for us to look into political conversations. And the topical conversation today and this morning will be the criticism of governors. Prioritizing politics over public welfare. So, my name is Udwak Daniel, and be reminded as well that today is International Day of Commemoration in memory of the victims of the Holocaust, right? And it's got the theme Holocaust Remembrance for Dignity and Human Rights. Now, let's dive into the topical conversation this morning. So, the criticism of Nigerian governors prioritizing politics over public welfare, it has reached a boiling point. And despite the allocation of 5.41 trillion naira to security in the 2026 budget, the situation on the ground remains very, very dire. So Nigerians and family members and citizens are asking, where is the money going? Is it being used to address the pressing issue? Where is the money going? Is it being used to address the pressing issues of insecurity? Is it being used to address the issues of economic hardship? Is it being used to address the issue of poor infrastructure? Or is it being siphoned off to fund political ambitions? Just very recently, we also saw how that 32 state governors are firmly mobilizing for Tinubu in 2027. That's just what is right there. So while the people are going through economic hardship, the people are facing one challenge or the other, inclusive of insecurity. Despite all of these, governors are very much at peace with themselves, thinking only about their interests rather than the interest of the people. But then they come around to still tell us that, well, we are still thinking about the people. But could it be that we are the ones who are getting it really wrong this time? Maybe as they pursue their interest, which happens to be the interest of the larger society, they are indeed pursuing the interest of the people for whom or over whom they govern. Maybe. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because many a time we have seen governors defect from one political party to the other, and they always cite that it is in the interest of the people. Just like we had the governor of Kano State, Abba Kabir, saying, my defection, yesterday, he said it, you can go and confirm. He said, my defection is for the interest of the Kano people, of the Ebonyi State people. Everybody, every governor that I know that have defected from one political party to the other, especially to the ruling All Progressives Congress, it has always been about the people. And yet if you go to the states where there's governors, I can give you some breakdown, because the numbers are very staggering. In 2025, Nigeria's 36 states received a total of 6.713 trillion naira from the Federation Account Allocation Committee, FAC. And now this is in addition to the 5.41 trillion naira allocated to security in the 2026 budget. That's security votes, if you know what I'm saying. Yet, despite these massive inflows of funds, little or nothing seems to be done to address the welfare of citizens. So the streets aren't safe, the economy is struggling, and basic infrastructure like roads, healthcare, education, they are all in shambles, they're in despair. So maybe we should take a step backwards and redress the situation and the issues, the political stance in Nigeria. Maybe we're going about it wrongly. Maybe we are not on the right path. Maybe we have been so concentrated on Mr. President. This is not to say that Mr. President does not have his flaws. Yes, he does. He's human. But who does not? Maybe it's time closer to the people. I am also sure you are aware that state governors are also holding the local government at the jugular, even after a Supreme Court local government to the local government's chairman. Let the local governments oversee what is due them. But up until now, the governors have still not executed that order. Even took Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to come out to saying, governors, I'm warning you now, this is like your final warning. I need you to leave everything for local government. What is due for them to them, let them have it. It's not your business anymore. But up until now, as we speak right now, it is still business as usual. Nigerians are asking, what is the point of having such massive budgets if they are not going to be used to improve the lives of citizens? Well, if you ask me, I dare say that the answer seems to be that the funds are being used to fuel political machinations, with governors more focused on securing their own positions and advancing their own interest than on serving the people. And the implications are clear. If this trend continues, Nigeria risks descending into chaos, because a lack of accountability and transparency in governance is creating an environment where corruption will just thrive naturally, unabatedly. And you guess what? You and I, the citizens, we will suffer. We have been the ones suffering from time immemorial, but this has to change. It has to stop. But is this a one-sided narrative? Maybe we should cut the governors some slack. They say leadership is by example. When they look at what is on the script and what is being delivered in terms of execution, even from the federal level, can they boldly say that, well, yeah, we are on the path of self-awareness, we're on the path to economic overturn, reform? Can they, through the body language of the presidency, the president, the vice president, the Senate president, and all those at the federal level, come to terms with the reality that it should not be business as usual and that the people first? I may be wrong, I may be right, but it's yours to tell. As we connect with our guest right now, he's going to tell us the true state of the situation that we have to discourse right now. Right? And we will take you to a Edo state where, for example, 2 brothers were abducted and one was killed, with a family paying a ransom of 50 million naira. And that's for the release of the other. So the state government has been accused of being slow to respond to the incident. Similarly in Kano, where a mother... When put all these incidents together, it's not happening. There's no state called the federal state. No, there's no state like that. You might want to say the FCT. Come on. A state is a state. Maybe the FCT if you like. The states are manned by governors who are supposed to be the defenders and administrators for their respective states, who are supposed to lead to the prosperity of their respective states. I also recall, in an effort to get the governors to work, Mr. President at one time said, by telling the governors, bring your scorecard, let me know, bring the things you've done. Who is hearing about the scorecard anymore? There's no such thing as scorecard no more. I mean, it just died a natural death, because some of us and political observers had already known that it will not be sustained. What can you do as a governor to ensure that your state rises above? Let it be competitive, such that the neighboring state will see what that state governor is doing and will want to emulate. Can we hold the governors accountable? Hello. Good morning to you, Sir Benedict.
Morning.
Good morning. Seems like you're on the roadways. Are you? Pretty hard to hear you now.
Yes, I can hear you.
Are you on the roadways? Because we are having interference now.
So, and think that there is an equipment nearby.
Oh. Okay. So do we connect with you later, if that's okay?
Yeah, maybe 5 minutes.
Okay, so we'll connect with you later and not now. I mean, we're still looking into the conversation that borders around the state governors. The state governors, have they done their most? Have they done their best? I mean, take a look into your state's governor. Take a look at the speed or the level, the pace of infrastructural development in your state. Can you truly say, I'm celebrating my governor for this, and that? Can you boldly say that there are some innovations that's quite different from the past administration and the ones before that one? Or would you not just say that we're just where we are? The same rhetorics every now and then. Borehole, we're building borehole. We spend 7-point-something billion naira to build it. I mean, it's laughable because the expectations are clear. The expectations Nigerians and family members have, they're very clear. What do they have? What expectations do we have of our governors? Prioritize the welfare. Address the insecurity going on within the state. And this has nothing to do with whether it's northern region, southern region, western region. No, that's not it. Insecurity is insecurity. And it happens in every region. Look into the economic hardship. Find a way to build more infrastructure so we don't get to have a poor infrastructure in your state. We want to see tangible results. Tangible results from massive budgets allocation to security and other, sectors. I mean, we're willing to hold the leaders accountable if they fail to deliver. But how can we do that? Because that's the big question. How can we hold them accountable? What mechanisms can be put in place to ensure that funds allocated to security and other sectors are very much used effectively and deliberately for that purpose? Are we even at a place where we can demand transparency and accountability from our leaders? These and many more questions are the questions that must surround your mind as we look forward to a 2027. Very hard questions, but they have to be answered. They have to be answered. Personal aggrandizement. Recall that in January 2026, the United States mission in Nigeria criticized Nigeria, especially Nigerian governors, for prioritizing politics over public welfare, and that sparked widespread outrage and debate. The supporters were supporting. Isn't that right? Religion, tribalism, ethnicity, and we will grab at it. Oh, you are the reason we are in the state. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You are the reason we are in the state. You are. Because when they throw religion at you, you grab it. When they throw ethnicity at you, you grab it. They throw tribal sentiments at you, you grab it. Or maybe charity does begin at home. Maybe it does begin at home. Let's talk some history a little bit. Haven't we struggled with governance and accountability issues enough? Haven't you? Well, I have. And I think enough is enough, because one of our family members on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken, Dr. Ma, right? Olebara. She's always adding a voice in, conversations that concern political growth. She had mentioned the fact that, look, we keep allowing ourselves to go through a phase where tribalism and sentiment and all of that separate us and divide us, forgetting or ostracizing us from what the vision of the founding fathers had for this country. Well, I said had, because do we still have that vision? Do you still feel it? I'm not trying to spread separatists movements here. I'm just saying that maybe there's a need for a conscientization. Maybe, just maybe, there's a need for conscientization, so we can salvage our plight. Leaders have often been accused of prioritizing personal interest over the welfare of citizens. Still in 2025 now, the Social Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, sued state governors and the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory over non-disclosure of security vote spending. Yes, that happened in 2025. How far so far with that? Any changes? The current situation is very dire. Insecurity, economic hardship affecting millions of Nigerians. The government's allocation of 5.41 trillion naira to security in the 2026 budget is raising eyebrows. So there's a question the Nigerians are having. Okay, so if it is 5.41 trillion naira to insecurity in 2026 budgets, where is the effectiveness of the spending? "36 states received from FAC 6.713 trillion naira in 2025. FAC gave 36 states, they shared 6.713 trillion naira. I want to believe it's subsidy gains. Remove subsidy, we'll have money. Yes, we did have money. Remove subsidy, we'll be able to build our healthcare, state-of-the-art hospitals. Education will not go about seeking funding no more. Insecurity will become a thing of the past. There'll be jobs. Oh yes, that was what the subsidy was meant for. It was meant to be injected back into the society so that we can feel the dividends of democracy. But, well, yeah, the trend is, let's share it. The governors sharing it. All right, they're sharing it because they cannot give each and every one of us 2 million naira or 3 million naira or 10 million naira. So it doesn't make sense. Yes, it doesn't. I agree with that thought. But yet we give it to the state governors, and what do they do with it? Is there anybody that has come to show, oh, this is what we have done with our share of the from the 6.713 trillion naira that FAC gave us? Let's break it down a little. 5.41 trillion naira allocated to security in 2026 budget. In those states, we'll try to connect with our guest again. But meanwhile, let's see how we can take maybe some of your calls, because I really want to hear from you. I can give you a breakdown all day. I can break it down all day for you. Oh yes, I can break it down all day for you. But let's hear from you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, please. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Honorable from Lepo.
All right, Honorable, welcome aboard. Very, very quickly for one time. Talk to us.
Yeah, gonna make a point of order or what? You are giving us time. after introduction of this particular issue.
Oh, okay, my
Because
bad.
everybody, so giving us time to contribute
Right.
before you go and break and all those things.
Okay.
So something that all the members are not happy about what is happening.
Okay.
Let
Noted.
me go straight to the point.
Yes, please.
It's unfortunate. I am live, and I want to tell you that someone who is supposed to lead to the system, I can confirm to you that Nasarawa State Governor.
Yeah, sorry, Honorable, before you go ahead, can you please make your voice audible? It's a bit low. Yeah.
Can you hear me
Oh,
now?
very, very well now. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. You see, the state governors are the best enemies that we have in this country. But we cannot say all of them, because National State Governor, he came out, to say this in the public that what they have been giving them is far, far above.
Four times what they received before. 4 times.
National State Governor.
Yes, they said 4 times.
4 times
Yes.
of what they were receiving. So that means if anybody is doubting, we have confirmed. Even Delta State Governor confirmed this. A few of them agree that this is it. What are they doing with that money? I am telling you, I'm a living witness to National State Governor. What he's doing to contractors. The man will look at what the man is doing in the whole of. I'm talking about North Central. The governors in North Central. Look at what the man is doing. He's not even contesting for that position again. I don't think he's going for presidency. And if he's going for presidency, he will not be my candidate, because my candidate is President Tinubu. So, I am just saying, being honest. What Tinubu is doing to these people, they are not paying back to the society. They are not doing what I don't know. One is that Tinubu is still giving this money to them. That's my problem. The governor has given on the past green tea in last year. Within few months, he has done it. He has done a bypass. That is my road, a bypass. From last year to Makodi, he has done a bypass. He has done that in a Kwanga. On the pass, that is overhead bridge, and what you call it. He has done it in a Kwanga. He is doing it in Kepi. I'm a living witness because I'm using this, this road.
Yeah.
And that's what we want. So, if the governors are giving us so many things that I cannot mention them here, and the contractors, my friends who are contractors to National State, they told me clearly that the man will give you contract based on qualification, and he will not demand a fee from you.
Wow.
So I wonder where that man is making his money. So other state and 10 states that he's not owing. Why is it that other states are still owing with this huge amount given to them? My local government was receiving less than 200 million. If I am saying this, I'm lying. You see more than 700. What happened to that? It's not because of complaints from people like us. They have started doing some things now. There is a major road that is in my local government, which is not equivalent to 1 month. We have to be honest. This country belongs to us. All of us belong to this country,
right.
And any allocation comes to everybody. It's for all of us. The governors are the best enemies. If the governors are doing what happened to local government autonomy? Are the governors above the law? I think their immunity, National Assembly, as a regime, they should consider removing immunity of all the governors.
Right. Okay. Appreciate that one from you.
They can answer us at any time.
Okay.
Thank you. God bless you.
Appreciate. Well, that's some conversation, though, from Honorable Edwards. You want to add your voice in the discourse. Well, you've got to make it very short and very snappy and straight to the point as you bring your conversations in. 0907 353 0044. That is the number. All right. But, okay, let's go take this one. Hello. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Azizi.
Good morning to you, please. What's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm Olatunji calling from Cuba.
All right, Olatunji. Let's hear you.
Not, I don't want to waste much time.
Exactly.
Or more grammar. I just want to use some scenario as example.
Yeah.
In Sita, let me use example of American.
the way they constitute their constitution. You understand? That's why they seem like a wizard, because they already know that they are different, even in human being, in age, in how you begin your life, which is something of a thought of the mind that there is more than opposite. So they create according to their thinking to whoever that is concerned in terms of their the way they do politics or governance. So they know there is person that have 2 legs, there's another person that is disabled have 1 leg. So the more they can have the thought, they from there begin to plan for those people that are concerned. I'm talking about the citizens. So until our people, and I think that is a good reputation, because that they can give, to disseminate, give what people deserve. And in another way, without the military taking over, you understand? Because I think everything goes in each other. In which position, and we know the opposite of democracy and military is discipline. Military to this. In which condition, discipline condition, this thing is coming to meet Nigerians. I want to say in another way, Nigeria are not prepared. I don't know, because this country itself is a product of unaccountability. Because this thing starts all the ways. Look at the example of what Mr. Obasanjo just said, that democracy will die. See, when he was in government, my state assembly was divided into 2. The sitting governor from another party. That crowd is still itching. So that is another way. The negative influence on people, and that's how they react to the present day government. Right. You understand? Right. And I think what the present day government needs to do is like, reputation they need to keep it. There be no grant. So in terms of grassroots, you understand, they need to develop that thing. You understand? Please let the local have their power.
Right.
This thing start from bottom.
Okay.
So I think
awesome.
Need to do the meeting.
All right. Many thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate. All right, then. You already know the conversation is very, very hot right now. You can be a part of it. But let's just take some time out right now.
Eagles 102. Eagles 102.3 Abuja 102.3 Abuja.
There's so much more to enjoy when you fly in Emirates Economy. More legroom, delicious regionally inspired meals. Fly better.
Things they happen for our community,
Now I can recoup back all the money I have spent on this annoying family.
That woman own don't finish.
My dear, let's go and greet them, okay?
Hey! Join Media Coalition and Awareness to hold trafficking, MICAs, on I Wish. A new radio drama and program, FM Abuja, and funded by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Denmark.
We be Baba for properties. Our properties national best.
Please listen to this important infomercial. It's Powell's time on radio. Abuja. Powell Homes and Shelters Limited has come with a vision of transforming housing through innovation, home a reality. Visit us today and experience excellence. You can call us on telephone number 081-510-200 is 081-510-20000 or 080-926-70000. Now let's hear what your sister and veteran Nollywood actress Patience Ozoko Mama G has to say about this company.
My people, my name is Patience Ozoko, popularly known as Mama G. Think Powell Home and Shelters Limited. Our team of experts is dedicated to providing personalized service tailored to your needs. Join countless of satisfied customers. 0815 102 0000 or 0809 257 0000. We can get you property from any part of Nigeria. Think real estate, think Powell.
Thank you, Mama G, for that wonderful talk. It's in Enugu, Owerri, Oka, and Asaba, and Nairobi. Think real estate, think Powell.
Is already okay. Yes, the connection is on. Hello, Sir B.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Welcome back, Sir B. This conversation is already, riling up so much contributions from Nigerians. Sir B, I'd like you to go to the place of focal points for you, the place of focal concern for you as we drive this conversation home already. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts regarding this are not a presidential bill. And so when you practice a system of government that you have nothing to learn from, it will be a continuous abuse of the culture and tradition of the system. We are not an heroic environment, and the status of the government as of today makes them emperors. To a large extent, we expect some of the excesses that, and of course on the larger scale, a tree we see does not make a forest.
Right.
However, a good tree can reproduce itself, and over time we could have an orchard of the same good tree. So that taking the political system that we have found ourselves, it aliens our culture. In our culture, we are representative. We are traced to roots and origin. But we have a presidential system where any rascal can become anything, provided he's able to walk into the line of the party, he's able to play the politics and the politics when he gets elected. Now, when you don't have a good conscience and you have power, it is expected that the power will be excessively abused. So if we need to measure some of these people, we did not become arrogant when they became governor. The traits and the behavior and the pattern has always been there for them. And therefore, you would expect that you would write it rough down everybody's throat because they have the power.
Okay.
Now, how do we call them to order?
Right.
That's going to be a challenge because from the Obasanjo style of administration, where even the president can decide because you think the chairman of the party did not support you or question your action, then you go to his house and ask him to resign or sign the resignation letter. Till now, he's been saying that the governor is the leader of the party at the state, so even the party cannot call the governors to order. It's pathetic, but that's the practical reality. So it behooves us, therefore, that as a people, we begin to look for people who may be relatively independent in who and who get elected to the houses of assembly. Apparently, that is the only group of people who, if they are actually reasoning right and standing right, they are the only people who should be able to reasonably question the government.
Right.
But when we have loaded the house with puppets and stooges of the governor, then you expect that the governor would have absolute power, and when there is absolute power without good conscience, you expect an absolute corruption. And that's where it has been. Even those who have been out of office as governor and who tell you, go and check my record, I didn't do money, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. I've been to some of their states. The record of primary health care in their state when they were in charge was a disaster. The record of schools establishment in their state when they were in charge was a disaster. Because you cannot tell me that you have students trekking 5 kilometers to school in the nearest town, and you possibly did not establish any new school for 8 years. Rather, you claim you only relocated. So those who were trekking 3-5 kilometers every morning to school were allowed to continue to trek. The primary health care was not there. The roads are still bad. The campaign from independence, in my opinion, till now, has been about road, has been about water, has been about electricity, has been about free education or better education, has been about free health care. But the truth is, at the primary level, how good is our health care? Before we talk about the general hospitals or the tertiary hospitals.
Right.
So you will see that basically the problem has been the same, the campaign has been the same, the pattern has been almost the same for all the governments.
All right.
So I think that citizens, we need to look carefully who we send to the house. And for civil society organizations, we should begin to question the stooges of the governor. You might not be able to sue the governor because he has immunity, but a lot of his appointees does not have immunity, and so we should call them to question so that at least to an extent we can mitigate the excesses and the damages that are coming from the government.
Great. Well, let's put a peg to your thoughts and get to hear from Nigerians already. Taking this call. Hello to you. Good morning. Good morning to you, please.
This is Take Kimbe Hundu from National State.
Welcome aboard, Take Kimbe.
Yes. I want to quickly say that no doubt that you are saying in the beginning, first subsidy which benefited the poor more. It benefited with the poor people more than what we're experiencing now, because the what we have been complaining is that now you are taking away the first subsidy. There is more money, like our governor here, National State, said. There is more money, but where are those monies going to? We don't have security right now. Security is almost zero. Our healthcare system, they are still in comatose. Everything is not just working. But what we are saying is that instead of giving governors all these monies, we are giving them all these trillions of naira that they have shared in the past few months or years. Why didn't you set some monies aside to put in some critical sectors? For example, like the manufacturing sector, you can empower them. You can give those people loans. You can give them tax waivers, and they will do better. And those ordinary workers, they will benefit. But you give all this money to those governors, they will hide it. They will buy dollars. They will change it. And they will hide those monies, and they will keep for their campaign. And it's difficult to hold governors accountable. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate it. Can be right there. You want to put your voice in the discourse already. The number is 0907-353-0044. Stick to that number already, and we will have a good run in discourse this morning. 0907-353-0044. Now, according to the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, Nigeria's 36 states received a total of 6.713 trillion naira from the Federation Account Allocation Committee, that's FAC, in the first 11 months of 2025. That was in the first 11 months of 2025. Now, this amount is part of the 33.27 trillion naira shared among the three tiers of government, and that representing a 30% increase compared to the same period in 2024. So let me give you a breakdown, a very quick breakdown. Federal government got 6.865 trillion naira. States got 6.713 trillion naira. Local governments got 4.905 trillion naira. But you know now, if you are to put the 6.713 trillion naira, add it with the 4.905 trillion naira, because you know that the states are the ones controlling the local government money now. We're talking about more than over 10 trillion naira. So if you put it together, over 10 trillion naira is what the state governor or state government is handling. And I can tell you at least 3 or 4 states that are earning so big. Delta State, 594 billion naira. That's what they're getting. Highest allocations. Delta State, 594 billion naira. Rivers State, 488 billion naira. Lagos State, 480 billion naira. Akwa Ibom State, 451 billion naira. But to mention a few. So let's just leave it at this 4. So with all of these monies, not enough just yet. Not enough? I don't know. You tell me though. You tell me. 0907 353 0044. That is the number. All right. Call that number right now and we will take your thoughts. Maybe just one call and we will call it a close right here and on here on the Prog Show. Well, Sir B, what you already gave us your final thoughts on the matter. I mean, it's not something that we should even talk so much, about. But you've added your voice loudly. You've given the preferred solutions and all of that. But do you think that this narrative will ever change, Sir B? Will this narrative ever change? Can it ever change?
The narrative will only change when we, the people, choose to think differently in who represents us in the state houses of assembly.
How do we do that?
The governor is free. The governor is free to pick his candidates in his party.
Okay.
But I also think that the people are free to decide their candidates outside the party of the governor, outside the governors. But until the people get to that point, and perhaps, like I said, the civil society should begin to go away from doing things right to doing the right thing. Doing things right is suing the governor and the president and the state governor and the federal government. But doing the right thing will be suing the individuals who are not protected by immunity, who can be called to question. When they say this one is above questioning for this period, leave him for that period, but you could question everybody around him. It's like a game of football. You don't know what to do with a Messi or a Ronaldo, but you can stop ball from getting to them. Right. If the ball does not get to a Messi or a Ronaldo, he will not perform magic with the air. But if you allow the ball to get to him, then there is nothing you can do. And that's the practical reality. Everybody around them who can be questioned to be questioned. And when that happens, even though the governor cannot be questioned directly, his integrity and his ability to use the power without control would have been curtailed. Because he alone cannot do everything by himself. So there is a need for vigilance, there is a need for controlling the people that we can control as a way of getting to and limiting the governors.
Let me ask you a yes or no question very quickly. Sir Benedict, do you throw your weight behind this whole immunity clause for certain persons holding political offices in this country? Should it be removed? Should it be abolished? Should it not?
Well, for me, I've always been an advocate of any form of parliamentary system that does not elect an emperor on the seat of a governor.
Okay.
And if we can, the better we get closer to that, better we are to reality of doing things appropriately.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Sir B, for your voice. Even though within the short time you've said quite a lot, comprehensive wisdom you've given. Thank you, far too kind.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Now that Sir Benedict right there is an information professional, I'll take this call and we'll wrap it up. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, please. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is MG. I'm calling from Lifecam.
All right, MG, you have 30 seconds, if possible, please.
Yeah. You see, Oga, we should tell ourselves the truth. We should stop deceiving ourselves. This system of democracy we are practicing in Nigeria, or almost West Africa, is not the real democracy.
Okay.
It's not a democracy that will take us to the promised land.
Okay.
This question of money, investment of money, using money anyhow by the governors or political appointees will never be stopped. Will never stop. So, to my own opinion, what I suggest, Tinubu knows quite all right. He was once a governor. He knows quite all right that the money, even if it is more than what is distributing to our governors. He know what those governors can do. He's once a governor of Lagos State.
Okay, clock is ticking now. You should go straight to the point. Actually, that's what I mean.
What I'm trying to say is, to my own opinion, is the hard way the only way.
Okay.
Let's military put things in order.
Okay.
Because corruption, military obey others. Can you imagine, if Tinubu is a military man, he distribute this money to each and every state and give order on what to do. You think they are not going to abide by the order?
Okay, I get your point. Though I can't go further. But thank you still for your contribution. And this is how we call it a close on the Prog Show this morning. I call it a Prog Show because it is a program and it is a show. Why is it, a mixed? It is mixed because we give you an audio-visual radio experience that you can count on. Get onto the YouTube channel now. Get onto the Facebook page wall and see for yourself the television that we are putting out there for your viewership. All right, my name is Udwak Daniel, and until I come your way, the same time, same station on the political conversation tomorrow, well, you already know. Don't go away.